Yeah, absolutely. Totally legit question, exclamation mark. They can either look at my YouTube page or my Instagram page, Julia_Bernstein. It should show right now that I'm live, actually. If you go under Julia_Bernstein, it should show that I'm live, or my bologna sandwich show page, and I'll send you that link. Yes, absolutely, exclamation mark. I'm already live, so either they can go to my Instagram page, Julia_Bernstein, or my bologna sandwich YouTube page. I'll send you that link. Oh my God, I'm so excited. I'm already on live, but I'm on here early so I can get people in the room. Hi, you guys. I'm doing a new streaming thing where I'm doing StreamYard. So it's Instagram and it's YouTube. So I hope you guys can hear me. I know, I'll check. I'm going to go on Julia Bernstein. I'll check. Oh, yeah, I can hear me. I just checked. Okay, so I'm going to give this a few minutes. Yay! Ugh, I wish I had a cooler. Don't look at that. Pretend like that's a piece of art. Yep. And is this going live on YouTube? I'm going to have my friend who's a flight attendant join us. And he's gay, so don't worry. I'm not dating him yet. Just kidding. And he's going to talk about what it was to be a flight attendant and what it is to be a flight attendant and all that cool stuff. Dude. Oh, I'm going to tell my cousin Amber I'm live. Amber, I'm going live on YouTube! Exclamation mark. Who cares? Yay. So we're gonna get started and wait for more people to come on my YouTube live because it takes forever for YouTube to push out my live. It doesn't like me because I'm Jewish. Okay. Cool picture. Let me put this weird picture behind me. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. Put this weird picture behind me. Stay. God, this looks so bad. I'm trying to do a really cool setup here. Ugh. I'm going live on StreamYard, you guys. I usually do it right from my iPad so the camera looks weird. But Sterling Will, you're present. Yay! I'm doing this through StreamYard because my friend is that the camera? My friend Nicolas Volante, who's a flight attendant, he's gonna come on this live and we're gonna like banter about things that we're gonna do an actual interview with because he's gonna be on my bologna sandwich show interview, like the actual show. So I was thinking you guys could tell us what you think when he joins. Like, what are stories that you would want to hear from a flight attendant? Yeah, good times. Like, you could ask Nicholas anything. So it kind of will be a show, a pre-show, because the actual show, we're going to record it in like maybe a week and I'll edit it and I'll put it in with my bigger show. Yay! So anyways, any who's caboose, Oh, I know where I should put this over here and cover that. I want to make it stay there. I don't like that you guys can see that. It's ugly. I'll just put this right here and make people wonder who that is. Oh my God, this could be the other character from my bologna sandwich show. Yay. Okay, so Sterling Will, how's everything? She's scary. Does she have a name? Yes, her name is Julia. Her name is Julia. That's my other twin. I have the one twin that was on my ovary, my dermoid cyst, and this is my other twin. You use StreamYard. Sterling Wheel. This is my first time using StreamYard, and I thought it would be a good way for me to be able to interview more guests so my bologna sandwich show can have more guests instead of being. Yeah, this is Julia. I'm Julia. That's Julia. Because you know my main show, I do the interviews at the public access station, and so I want to just move that over to StreamYard because I can like have people from all over. So this is like a practice run with my next guest, and we're just gonna banter when he joins. But anyways, what was I saying? Good evening, lady. Yes, my week has been amazing. I was at my mom and stepdad's and dad and stepmom's. And okay, StreamYard is having a heck of a time. It's an Instagram thing. I gotta figure something out. Anyways, I don't know where I was going with that combo. Why do I have a dollar sign? Do I get money? Oh. Oh, don't look that. I just put something there. Oh my God. I can write something finally in the comments. Turnatoids. Connection is a little slow. Darn it. I don't want it to be slow. What do I do? Do you know why it's slow, Sterling Wheel? Huh. Huh. Did you really forget your light, or are you No, Amber, I didn't bring my big light, and I looked at it and I thought that I'm not going to bring it because I don't need it. But I did actually need it because I didn't think I would actually do the interview with my dad. It was like last minute. Do a trace mark or demark or speed check. It's my new iPad. It's my new iPad. It's just slow. Shark Zoo. No, I'm not a chicken, Amber. I promise you, I am not a chicken. I will do anything that's weird and crazy. Yes, I will freak out about it and then I'll do it. But I'm not a chicken. I'm an ovary. I'm a baloney. I might have to switch my iPad. So you guys, as they say in politics, StreamYard uses a lot of resources. I always reboot everything before going live, router and computer. What are you up to? Hi, Shark Zoo. I'm doing this cool live and a friend of mine's going to join. Shark Zoo, do you think I should end my stream? I don't have time to do that and then reboot everything. Should I turn off everything on my iPad that I'm not using, like all these other pages? I don't know. Hi, Julia. Money! You guys, I can't see. How come only YouTube is... This is so weird. Instagram. I'm doing StreamYard for the first time. Reboot is fine. And Instagram people are commenting, but I can't see it unless I go to the other tab. Shark Zoo. Shark Zoo. Tell me something. I connected my Instagram, but it's going through the other tab. So I can't like see what Instagram people are saying when I'm on this StreamYard. Hi, everybody. I don't know why you can't see me. This is very annoying. Hi, Larika. I'm figuring out what I'm doing. Okay, Shark Zoo, listen to me. I'm on StreamYard on my web browser, and I'm looking at it, and I can see me, and it's in like vertical and it's in horizontal. But it shows a check mark next to Instagram and bologna sandwiches. I meant Sterling Wheel. I didn't mean Shark Zoo. I meant Shark Zoo. Ixnay on that. I meant Sterling Wheel. I'm on Sterling Wheel. This is for you. I'm on StreamYard on the web browser, and it shows a check mark next to Instagram on bologna sandwiches, or my YouTube, Instagram and YouTube. But Instagram comments aren't coming through on this page. I have to click over to the Instagram tab, the other like web browser tab. Do you know why? I know. I meant Sterling Will. You guys, how's the connection now? Say yay if it's like okay or whatever. Always come non-prepared. You know what I mean? It should show comments from all destinations, and it doesn't. If I go to my other tab, because I'm on this one tab, if I go to the other tab, oh, I think I did this through Safari and not Chrome. I should have done it through Chrome. I'm going to do something so crazy. I'm going to go to StreamYard. I'm going to log in. I'm so crazy. I'm going to log in. How do I log in? I'm going to log in. I'm going to just like try and do log out, log in, Google, that one. Chrome works best. That's what I'm doing right now. Getting on a Chrome. Getting on to Chrome. Allow. Studio. Oh my God, are we here still? Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Are you guys here still? Oh, this is so much fun. Okay. Okay. Great. Great. Now we're all here. All is well. Praise the Lord. Did I lose everybody? I lost half of my audience, but that's okay because they'll come back and all is well. I'm going to go on. I don't know why I can't. I'm going to have to ask some of my more professional friends as to why. Good now. Okay, good now. I just can't see my Instagram comments. So, anyways, cool. Steering wheel. I'm going to figure this out. Next time I come on, you're going to be blown away. You're going to be blown away like you just had. Anyways, you can see in here, and Sterling Wheel, is this better than Safari than before? Because now I'm on Chrome. If this isn't exciting for a Friday night, what will be exciting for a Friday night? You can see and hear me. Yay. And then my friend's going to join. My friend's going to join whenever he joins. Whatever time. 6:20. In 1 minute, he's going to be on. 1 minute. So Instagram, if you guys are watching this, I'm doing this through StreamYard. It's my first time doing it, but resolution is soft. Okay. Clear image, but resolution is soft. I got to figure this out. You know what? I'm doing it on my iPad versus my Mac computer. And I bet you, I'm going to ask right now. I'm going to ask Chat GPT. If I do StreamYard through my web browser on my iPad and the resolution is soft, will it be better if I do it on my Mac computer? Question mark. Does StreamYard work better on my Mac computer and doing it on Chrome? Nicholas! Oh my God! Nicholas, is your microphone on? I can't hear you. I can hear you, but what I see is video is playing picture in picture. Oh.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now.
Yay!
Yay! Okay.
Can
so
you
I'm
see
just like,
me?
I can see you. You look great. It's been so
Thank you.
long.
I
Okay.
know. You too. Okay.
Okay. I can hear you, but what I see is video. So I have people watching this from my YouTube, but the audience is low because this is my first time doing StreamYard and I'm on my iPad versus my Mac computer.
Right.
So I think the resolution is low and then people are watching it on Instagram, but I can't see what they're commenting. So it's good. Okay. Okay. So anyways, that's fine.
I could go on to Instagram and then read you again.
No, stay here. It's all on my end.
Right,
It's all
okay.
on my end. Yeah. And
I was listening to you on you. I was signing to YouTube watching this going, oh my God, and they want me to do this.
It's complete and utter chaos.
It's okay. It's a dry run. I'm learning as we're going along.
Yeah. So Nicholas, introduce yourself and tell people what you do because you have a great, cool job.
Okay. So I'm Nicolas Volante. I live in the Pacific Northwest, and yes, it is raining today. I've been a flight attendant now. Can I say who? Or
Yeah, I think you can say whatever
yeah.
you want.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if there was if I had to
No,
pay a
it's fine.
royalty or something. So,
Yeah,
well, you and I know each other from Virgin America many years ago,
yeah,
and then Virgin America was sold to Alaska Airlines,
yeah.
and I am now in my 18th year of flying, although I got a few extra metal body parts this last year, so I've been on medical leave, and actually, I'm not. I
Oh,
think I might be retiring this year, so
all
that's
right.
we will see. But yeah, I have the great. I think I have one of the greatest jobs around. I love
Yeah.
it,
And you
even with
work
all
first class.
you. Yes, I was a lead flight attendant at Virgin, and then transferred. They didn't have that same position, but yeah, I like working first class. It allows me a certain amount of control, and
Yeah.
I set the tone, as they say,
Okay.
I'm just a stickler for service, and I just a few times I've let it go. I'm like, no. So
I'm
yeah.
putting I'm gonna tell everybody, ask us any questions you want. Okay, so I'm gonna get right to the good stuff because I know people are gonna want to hear this. This is what people have
No, I've
always
never
asked
had
me.
sex on a plane.
How did you know I was gonna say that? Have you joined the
I
Mile
don't
High
know,
Club?
because that's what everybody wants to know first. Um,
You've
I
never joined the
Oh, what
No.
happened? Okay,
Can
no.
you hear me? Yeah.
Yeah, I can hear you now. Yeah.
Yeah.
Planes are disgusting. First of all, I work
I
on a
know.
narrow body airplane, and I, yeah, I mean, planes are disgusting, and it's bad enough people go into the bathrooms in their without shoes and with their socks on, let alone any other body parts coming out. I mean, it's like,
When I would see people walking through the airplane without their shoes or socks on,
yeah.
like bare feet, I'm like, do you know how disgusting these airplanes are? They don't mop. They use the same mop for like 20 years on the airplane.
Yeah. Plus, I'm 6'1" and I weigh 200 pounds. I mean, seriously, those bathrooms. I mean, on the Airbus we had a little bit bigger bathrooms, but on the 737, I mean, I can like, I mean, they're like this. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah. Oh,
Do you remember when I worked at Virgin America? It was 2009. Were you at Virgin America before they launched? So like 2007-ish?
So, an interesting thing, I was a contract worker in 2006. For about several months, and then I was going to go into customer service, and because of the licensing issues, I just had to go. I had to go back to work, and
Oh,
then I was working for Virgin Limousine as a limo driver, and I picked up somebody working there, and oh, you have to come over, and to just shut them up, I applied. And I
yeah.
applied on a Sunday. I had the interview on Tuesday. I was in the group interviews, and they offered. I was in training in a week. It was like,
Do you
you're
remember
all,
the Airbuses that we worked on, how poorly built they were? Our jump seats were in the back of the airplane, right?
yeah.
And the
Oh
way
yeah.
you didn't work in the back of the airplane, but the way
No,
the
I did
bathroom
in the
doors
beginning. I did.
the
Yeah.
way the bathroom doors open, when people go to the bathroom, they open the bathroom door to your jump seat.
So you know the story of it. That is not that's not a an Airbus format. Virgin took those planes against Airbus's design because they wanted to add more seats. Because originally the plan was it was going to be an all coach format. Don't you remember we had on demand ordering, and
Yes.
we had no galley back there on the 320 and the 319s,
Yeah.
and we had those we called them a dog house. They were just cabinets underneath this
Yeah.
these plexiglass partitions. We used to shove food under there. Oh my God.
We
If the
had
board of
yeah,
health ever saw what we were doing
we
back there.
we had no
Yeah.
place to like put our own food, and we weren't at Virgin America. You weren't allowed to eat the food like on the airplane until like almost an hour before
Really?
flight.
Really?
Yes, I know, but technically you weren't allowed
Really?
to.
Well,
Technically, you
yeah,
were not
that's true.
allowed to, and
Technically,
you had
that
to
is true.
buy food on the airplane. You had to
Right,
buy your own
right.
food. But
Yeah,
anyways, yeah,
yeah,
that's
yeah.
neither here nor there. I didn't want to get off on that. But I wanted you to do my show when we do. This is like just our practice round. You've had a
Sure.
very interesting life. You're going to be writing a book about your life too, flight attendant life and your personal life as a gay man, right?
Right.
And just kind of tell people kind of in a nutshell what you're wanting to do going forward as far as telling your story and like what your platform
So
is and what your message is.
So, okay, here's the elevator pitch. So, I am an older gay man living with HIV and AIDS, and an AIDS survivor, and I had a near-death experience about 13 years ago that completely changed the course of my life. I'm also a domestic violence survivor and went through a really dark period in my life, and sort of had the, you know, it's a perfect life episode, where I had to really evaluate like what was all the sadness and all the things in my life. One of the things I talk about is that I outlived most of my friends by the time I was 36, and that was a hurdle to get over. But then when I realized that I had a lot worth living for, then I had this incredible spiritual event where I decided to stay, and then freaked the what out of all the doctors because they'd given me up for
Really?
dead. Yeah, and I did this. I mean, everybody, they all came afterward. I spent 50 days in the hospital on three separate occasions between December of 2012 and March of 2013. And they did not expect me to ever be able to walk without oxygen. And I no, it's all taken care of. And I did. And so, but when I originally wrote a book, and it was heavy, it was my catharsis. And sometimes there are things that you write in your catharsis that people don't need to read. So,
Yeah,
and then 11 years
that's true.
ago, I met the love of my life, who is a crazy Navy corpsman sailor veteran with
Yeah.
PTSD. And we had this amazing love affair we had this intense love affair that drove each other nuts for about 5 years and got married. And how we did that is the source. So when I wrote the book originally, it was everything. And then I realized that the second part, the love story, wouldn't have happened without the first part, but they needed to be separate books. And
Okay.
we're not plugging anything, but we've talked about this. I'm in the camp with the heated rivalry insanity,
Ha.
but that's also inspired me to,
Okay.
yeah, talk about, I'm 66 and a half years old. I know I don't look like it, but, uh, you know, love to, gay men have this story that they tell about, oh my God, after 40, it's all over. And it's not true. It's
Yeah.
just, so.
That's kind of what would you say that that's kind of what your angle is with all this, to like give hope to people who didn't have hope, or what, I don't want to
Yeah,
speak
I
for
mean,
you, but
I was introduced to, positive thinking, new thought, spirituality when I was about 18, when I went to New York and found Unity Center in New York, and Eric Butterworth was the minister, and he had a simple thing: you can alter your life by altering your thoughts, and that
mm,
we're spiritual beings having human experiences, and that concept, for the last 50 years has carried me, and it carried through to my work, and why I
yeah,
experienced being a flight attendant as a really fun and exciting thing. I've had so much fun doing it. I'm the baby whisperer. I have this connection with infant babies, and they come to me and we have fun, and then I give them back.
you just reminded me, because we were trying to figure out if we ever worked together or flew together when I
Oh,
was
sure.
flying at Virgin America, but I think we did, because I remember this whole "you're a baby whisperer." I think you were holding a baby, like in my
Yeah.
mind you were holding a baby. And I just remember you being such a nice, great person to work with, that it made flying so much easier, because there is crazy drama that happens
Yeah.
on the airplane that people don't even realize is happening.
Well,
Um,
and part of it is a mindset. That's my whole thing. It's a mindset, and I don't say that to be like judgmental, but I'm going to be. It's like
yeah,
it's a deliberate thing and I mean, I used to do JFK LA just to have fun, and people are like, "Oh my God, remember how much oh my God, those people are so crazy," and everything like that. And I'm like, okay, if you say so. But I'd get on, and people are like, "Oh my God, this flight is so chill," and I'm like, I order them that way.
yeah,
I'm gonna have fun. Yeah, I mean, I've had some times with people. 3 times in my life, I've had to tell people, like, "Do you really need to fly today? Because the door's open." And if you're gonna keep carrying on like that, but I don't look for a fight, and I don't get one.
I think that's the biggest thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Um,
Doesn't mean I haven't had funny experiences and crazy people to deal with, but it's how you deal with them.
okay, this is a great idea. Is it good money being a flight attendant,
Now it is.
Sterling Will? Yeah,
Now
you
it
can
is.
answer that.
After 18 years it is. Um, I mean, I'm topless. Yeah, it's good. It's really good. I mean, it depends on what you're talking about. Good money. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't care. I'll tell people.
I think people look at flight attendants and think it's glamorous. In a way it is, but Virgin America, we did not get paid well. But you're with
No,
Alaska,
but
which is a
we
whole
were a start, we were
a
startup.
startup. A startup, yeah. And Alaska's been around forever and it has just more
And
ability to
we just,
pay more.
well, we just renegotiated a new contract a year ago, and it's fabulous.
Yeah. What
I'm
did you
happy.
do? What did you do when you were flying and you saw like, did you ever flirt with the passengers? Because I flirted all the time.
Yeah, I actually got taken out to dinner a couple times, more
You
than a couple.
did?
Yeah,
Oh my
yeah,
God.
yeah.
Did you meet like cool people? Or who are some notable people that you've met that you would want to talk about?
Oh, well, I have a funny story. I have many funny stories, but one of them, when I was dating Ron's my husband. I used to text him, and I had Jessica Alba on my flight, and so I
Oh,
texted him. Um, I said, "Honey, I have Jessica Alba on my flight," and I swear my phone just went like. He goes, "Oh my God, I love her. I loved her in Dark Angel. Please tell her I love her." But I'm like, Jesus, okay, let me get back to work, right? So it was a lunch flight, and the girls in the back, there's three of us. The girls in the back were like losing their minds. And they're like, "Oh, we want a picture." And I said, "Okay, she's with her kids. We got to be cool about this." And so when it's right, I will ask them. Don't be up here, gawking at her all day, because she's with her kids, and she was absolutely wonderful.
yeah.
So at a certain point, I said to her, "Hey, my boyfriend really loves you, and would you do an autograph for him?" And she said, "Yeah, bring me paper." And I specifically walked away so that I wasn't, hovering on. She
Yeah.
goes, "Hey, Ron, your man is super cute, and he said such wonderful things about you. I hope you guys have a wonderful life together. Love,
Oh,
Jessica." So when he gets cocky, I say, "Hey, Jessica Alba said I was super cute, so calm down there." So
I
that's one of
like
yeah.
I like that. What are some of the what are some of the difficulties of living with HIV now? And is it the stigma that used to be like 20 years ago?
Um, no, it's not. I mean, to be honest with you, the difficulty now is it's something called med fatigue, where you just like people think, "Oh, it's no big." Part of it is some people say, "Oh, it's no big deal. It's not an issue anymore," and it's like you take medicine that is basically, you know,
Mm.
a very strong, almost like, I mean, I'm not gonna say it's like chemotherapy, but it's a very, very powerful medication, and you're taking that every day. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
there's stuff, but I mean, I've been around since I know exactly where I was in New York City working for my first airline the night that the notorious article in the New York Times came out about a gay cancer. It's burned into my mind. So
Wait, say
from
that again? A gay cancer?
So initially, HIV showed up as carpet KS Kaposi sarcoma. It showed up as lesions. That was some of the first, and then people got pneumonia and all that. But it
Oh,
showed up in New York and San Francisco, and I happened to be, living in New York, but always hanging out in San Francisco with
yeah.
friends. And a colleague said, "Look at this article. See, you know, there's all these numbers of people, and they didn't know what it was. It was even before it was identified as HIV or AIDS, but people were
Wow.
getting sick and dying very quickly. So,
Wow.
yeah, yeah.
And it was the stigma of it back then though, like people didn't know how contagious it was, right? So if you did have it, it
Well,
was like,
and they didn't know how it was transmitted, and yeah, I mean, it's a whole. I mean, there's as the band plays on, and was one of the movies, and Larry Kramer's. Oh my God, my brain just went dead. But I mean,
Okay.
yeah, it was. Yeah, it was a really tough time. People didn't know how it was transmitted. Everybody was gloving up. Nobody wanted to touch anybody. I mean, people
Gosh.
would die, and funeral homes would refuse bodies. I mean, it was
Oh
just
man, that's
you couldn't even go.
crazy.
You couldn't go to the dentist. I mean, if people wanted to
Yeah.
know who you'd had sex with or how much you'd had sex, or it was.
Yeah.
I mean, thank God it was
But
in New York from the standpoint that at least there was numbers of people that there was more. We had people were forming coalitions and support groups, but yeah.
yeah. So now it's like people it's livable. I mean, you can keep it under wraps, I guess. For the
Yeah,
do
I
you feel
mean,
like
it's
most
still,
of
go ahead.
no, it's okay. Never mind.
So,
Well, I was gonna say, because like sometimes like cancer, so much of the which I don't even know if this is worth asking. Do you feel like a lot of the side effects might be from the medicine or from the actual ailment? Like, because sometimes like chemo can be
mm,
more of a bother than the actual cancer. Or do you not know?
well,
How would you know?
I mean, I think I've been on it long enough now that I'm not sure I would know. I mean,
Okay.
yeah, I mean, it's you kind of get used to it. And at this
Yeah.
stage of my life, after the other things I've had go on, I kind of consider it not to be that horrific, especially after having gone what I went having actually having full blown AIDS and pneumocystis pneumonia, because I wouldn't wish that on anybody. It's
Oh,
yeah, it's not being able to breathe. That was part of a chapter in my book. I said when you can't breathe, that's a problem, and everything else in
mhm.
life is negotiable.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean the breath is it. That when you can't breathe, everything else is like, yeah, it's not a
Yeah.
problem.
How I have a couple questions. I did want you to, if you could dig up in your memory some of like maybe your funniest memories of being a flight attendant, the craziest. Have you ever dealt with death on an airplane? I want to touch on your near-death experience you had in real
Okay.
life. Thirdly, how has being a flight attendant helped shape your life, shape your way of thinking, like dealing with people and
That is
navigating?
okay. So let's see. My funniest, the the wildest flight I had. Um, God, this was out of Newark. It was a lunch flight from Newark to LAX. And it was a packed flight, and there was three of us guys on the plane, and I had a woman in first class who had, I mean, ALS, who should have been traveling with an attendant, and she said, "Are there any female flight attendants?" I said, "No, we're all men." But I said, "I've also been a caregiver for my ex-husband for many years, so I said I know how to do it. There are limits to what I will do." Um, and then I had an old man who was really tall, at like 6'4", and a big guy, and he was deaf and he'd missed his morning flight, fell asleep. So they put him on in main cabin select in the first row.
Okay.
Um,
Yeah.
he also was incontinent
Oh
and had to go to the
God.
bathroom. And then I had this old
Jesus.
woman in the middle of the cabin who had open heart surgery. She was going to visit. Her name was Mickey. We actually became friends, and I became friends with her daughter. There's a sweet story there. And
Yeah.
she needed to go to the bathroom, and she got up and fell, and I had to help her get up, walk her to the bathroom and back, help feed this lady, this old man, and had to go to the bathroom, and the bathroom was full, so I had to give him a bottle of water, go shove him in the galley, close the curtain, and baby whisper, and serve 8 people a 3-course meal on linens. It was
I mean,
insane. And so, I mean, I
bravo to
just had,
you.
and so there was a couple that I had sitting in 1A and C, and the guy said to me, Nicholas, this is, we've flown with you before, and like, we've never seen this kind of grace under pressure and this chaos on a flight before. He says,
Wow.
I'm an emergency room doctor, and my wife is, we own a company. We schedule emergency room doctors. We provide emergency room doctors. If you were a doctor, we'd hire you on the spot. And
Wow.
yeah. And I'm like, wow, okay, I'm not a doctor, and no, that's too much blood and guts for me. But
Yeah.
but
Wow.
the flip side of that was sort of like being there. Like, would if I got to do the baby whispering and all that, but I also people saw that and they saw that I cared, and that made a
Yeah.
huge impression on them. By the time people coming off the flight, hugging and kissing me, telling me it was like the most amazing
Ah,
thing that I had. So, um, yeah,
yeah. I mean, I want to kind of add to that. That's one of the reasons you and I are talking is because you're so cool with people. You've had some celebrities on the airplane, like Kim Coles. I know you met her, and then you met our mutual friend through her. But do you want to talk, side note about like how it pays to be nice to people because you're able to potentially tell your story and like do all these cool things because you made connections on the airplane because you're a nice
yeah.
person.
One of the most profound. I mean, I met lots and lots of people, but Valerie, Valerie Harper, um,
Oh,
Rhoda, and she was on the Mary Tyler Moore show. She was Rhoda.
oh,
She was her size,
maybe.
and what else did she know? She had her own TV show for a while, and um, let me see, what else did she do? I mean, she did a whole bunch of stuff. Oh, she was in movies and stuff like that. Anyway, I had her on a flight years ago, and um, we just hit it off. And I was telling her about my writing projects back then, and she insists, she's like, "You have to do it." And I was like, first of all, I'm ADD, I'm dyslexic, I can't spell to save my life,
Mm.
and so all these things are. And she's like, "Just do it, honey. I believe in you." And she said, "Repeat after me. I'm a writer. I'm a writer. I'm a writer. Your stories are so important." And then
Wow.
I got sick and she got sick at the same time. She had brain cancer or something like that. She had some event. And I sent a message to her publicist when I published a book saying, you know, I've been out of it, but I kept my promise to her, and I
Oh,
did the writing. And she sent a note back saying, "I'm so proud of you."
isn't that's incredible?
Yeah.
These connections and the people you meet in your life that are gonna lead you
Right.
into the next thing you do.
I have another story. I have all these stories. Um, do you know Polly Bergen? She was
Mm.
uh, she was a famous actress during the '60s. She was part of the Rat Pack, but she did her last acting gig, and she used to do all the game shows in the '70s and '80s, and in the circuit. But her last gig was on Desperate Housewives, and she
Oh,
played Lynette's crazy alcoholic mother,
okay.
and Sarah Paulson played
Oh, yeah.
Lynette's neurotic sister, and I have a story about that too. Um, and So one morning we were going to New York, and um, there's some old actress wants to get on the plane early, right? And
Some old
so
actress.
so yeah, like we worked with a lot of kids, and especially
Right.
the gate agents. With they were very young, so I turn
Yeah.
around and there's Polly Bergen, and she had
Oh.
diabetes. She couldn't walk very well, so she was getting on. And I said, "Oh, Miss Bergen, it is a pleasure to meet you." And I extended my hand out. She goes, "Call me Polly, honey." And Grandma wants a. She's dead now, so I can tell her. So
Oh.
she goes, "Call me Polly, honey." And Grandma wants a Bloody Mary. Let's just keep it between us. And it was 7 o'clock in the morning.
I love it.
Yeah.
I
And
love it.
she was up front with me, and she said, "I think eggs over easy and bacon." And I said, "That sounds like a really nice omelet to me, right?" And the flip side of that was I had this woman in 1A, and she was traveling with her 2-month-old infant. It was just this woman was very white, and the baby was a light brown. He was like a cinnamon color. He was so gorgeous and cute. And she said, "Yeah." She said, "Do you want to hold him?" I said, "Yes, I want to hold him." So I got to hold him while she went to the bathroom, and she came back. She goes, "Yeah, I just got back. I was I went to Turkey on vacation, and this is my souvenir."
She adopted the baby?
No, she just got knocked
She
up while she was she
Oh,
got
oh.
yeah, she said that was her souvenir. She
Oh
got
my
knocked up while
God.
I was like, Okay.
Isn't that crazy that one moment in your life can change you forever, and all of a sudden you're growing this human being inside of your belly from
I
one
know.
5-second moment? That's
I
not
know.
fair.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
But it
have
was,
okay.
go ahead. Okay. I could, because
Somebody asked this question. I'll put it up there.
yeah.
This was regarding when you were talking about HIV. A question
Right.
I've always wanted to ask: did C-19 seem a lot like AIDS?
C-19.
Is that like the camp? I don't know what that is. So I thought maybe you would know what that
I'm
is.
gonna. Oh, COVID. Okay, sorry.
Oh, COVID.
It's
Oh,
so that brings up a really interesting thing. Well, my husband's HIV positive. He doesn't care if I tell people that. And
okay.
like, so I was left with some significant respiratory issues. I had scarring on my lungs. I was told the day before I left the hospital that they were really worried about me, even though I had lived, that I would never be off of oxygen because my lungs were so scarred. And then I was back to work in 3 months, and that's a whole story later and in the book. But um, fast forward, I had respiratory issues that were chronic. And of course, like my doctor would tell me, that job's going to kill you flying, and I said, yes, but homelessness is not an option. So,
Yeah.
and I loved what I was doing. But then COVID came along, and my doctor said to me, if you get it, I'm not sure you'll survive it. And it was, and of course, Ron was in a similar situation, and it was like, it it was a um almost like reliving the AIDS crisis all over again, because it was a year before there was a vaccine. And I'm not a big vaccine person. I'm not anti-vaxxer, but I'm like, there's a story about that, which is in the book. Um,
Okay.
and so, I mean, it was a whole year of living without anything. And we had to quarantine. I mean, I couldn't work. I had to take 9 months off of work, and then slowly kind of, we were masked up, but that was no, um, big deal. And I did get COVID a year after I was vaccinated, and I've survived it. It was horrible, but I mean, I'd
Yeah.
stayed home. But yeah, that whole year of, it was like watching that whole thing all over again. It was
Oh,
re-traumatizing. Yeah.
yeah. And okay.
Very
So another
frustrating.
question. Um, but anyways, I didn't mean to just cut off from that. This question was
That's
right
fine.
here.
That's fine.
But anyways, yeah, I mean, that's a
How
sad
many
thing. I
how
don't want to
many
like,
famous autographs do
there
I
you go.
have?
Yeah.
So I don't have many. It's a very interesting thing. A lot of it used to be I had one from Bette Midler years ago, but
Did? Oh,
yeah, and but
lucky.
a
She's so
lot
cool.
of them um a lot of them don't want to give them out anymore, because then people can take they can copy their signature, and so
Oh my,
yeah,
go ahead.
I get photos.
Okay.
I get photos when I want, and yeah, so yeah, it's but I only have two. I have the Jessica Alba one, and I have one from um God, my brain just went dead. Sorry,
That's
I'll think
okay.
about it. Yeah.
Yeah. I had one from Cheech and Chong, and then I was like showing it off in the break room
Oh,
one day. Somebody stole it out of my bag.
oh no.
I had it on a napkin, and then I went to look at it at the hotel room that night. I'm like, it's gone. I'm like, that's why you don't
Well,
show everything off to everybody.
um, yeah.
That's okay. What do you think about bologna? Did you grow up eating bologna?
Of course they did, with
Of
mayonnaise
course.
on white
Yes,
bread.
with
Yeah.
mayonnaise. Yummy, yummy. You know what I'm
Yeah.
thinking? Nicholas would be
Yeah.
like, I'm wondering if, well, I'll talk to you about it. I had an idea come to my mind, so I'll talk to you about it after this. But is there anybody out there that like wants to ask Nicholas questions or flight attendant type questions or dealing with the HIV, or is anybody watched Heated Rivalry? I need to get more heated rivalry
If anybody's watched it,
watchers.
I'm married an Ilya, so
You what?
I married my Ilya. Yeah.
Oh, that's the
He's the
guy's name.
he's the Russian character. He's
Tell
not
me if you
Russian.
can tell me if you could see me. Hold on. Can you see me right now?
Yeah. Oh, now I
Oh,
can't.
okay. No, you can't. Oh.
No, no,
Yeah,
no.
that's like because I have Instagram Live going with this and people are making comments, but for some reason it's not showing through to these comments.
Oh,
So
okay.
I have to,
I
this is
did
my
s- I
first
did
time.
s- I did
Yeah.
see a few of them. There's some over here that are really small, and I'm sorry, but I can't read
It's okay. I can
font
see them.
Okay.
Those are
Oh, wait.
YouTube.
Okay.
These are all YouTube. Oh, did you get your own room during a layover?
Yes, always,
Thank God.
always.
Could you imagine
And
if we
the other
didn't?
question always people ask is like, "Oh, did they pay for your room?" Of course they
Yeah.
pay for my room.
Yeah.
It's
People
like,
ask me that a
yeah,
lot. But I mean,
yeah, I know,
I,
they don't know.
yeah. I worked at a
Yeah,
private airline after Virgin America. I worked for a private airline. And
really.
oh no, they paid for our rooms and we all had our own room. But
Yeah.
there's definitely like after parties, like when you get done with the long flight, usually you end up in somebody's hotel room having a drink and like complaining about the
Remember?
job and
Well, you
not
were,
complaining.
you were New York based,
Yeah.
right? The
Yeah.
whole time.
Yeah.
So,
Which by the way, oh, go ahead.
I mean, you ended up in LA a lot, right? Laying over in LA,
Yes.
or did you?
Yeah.
And the crazy
Yeah.
layovers at the Sheraton.
Yeah. When I first started working, we did
I can't
layovers.
tell
Well,
the story because I probably would get sued, but
oh my God. When I first started working, I would hang out and I would drink like everybody else was drinking. And I remember being so hungover the next day. I was like, I can't do this and survive. There's no way.
well,
I
because you
can't
were New
live
York,
like this.
because, because of the worst turbulence. God, what was it? The worst turbulence I ever experienced in my life was as a passenger. And I was with my mom and my grandmother, and we were going to my cousin's wedding in Rome. And we were on a British Airways I'm an airplane geek. We're on a 757, and we're in the last row. And 757s tend to fishtail, And I mean, planes pretty much can do almost anything, and almost. And um, we descended down. It was like on initial descent into Rome, and we were flying through thunderstorms. And the plane, I'm literally holding onto the seat in front of me, and the plane is literally doing this, and people are and I mean, it's dropping and banging, and flight attendants were in the aisle. I don't think they expected it, and there were flight attendants fell, and people were screaming, and my grandmother looks at me. My Italian grandmother has her rosary out. She says,
Oh,
"What's the
shoot.
matter?" And I'm like, "Keep praying." And I thought, "This is it. I've run out of my luck." And we finally got through it all. And pilot comes on, goes, "Sort of all that crashing and banging back there." And I'm like, "This is a modern airplane. You guys have radar. What the hell did you just fly
Right.
through?"
I
Anyway,
remember
that
being up in the cockpit when you have to give the pilots a break, right?
right,
Like if the pilots have to pee, so they have to have one of the flight attendants go up to the cockpit. And I remember there was a really bad storm. I loved going into the cockpit, by the way, because
yeah,
seeing
I know.
the sky
Oh yeah,
is just amazing. But
right,
there was like a big storm coming through, and the captain was like not fighting with air traffic control, but they were wanting him to go through like the small break between
right,
clouds. And he's like, no, I refuse to do it. So we went like around this big
right,
cloud storm.
right.
Um,
I
so
think when you're not like bouncing all over the place, but especially at night, like seeing flying around in thunderstorms at night, they're just being above them. They're just brilliant.
yeah,
They're
it's
beautiful.
so cool. Yeah, oh, yeah, Reno's super. You know why I
Well,
say Vegas?
I
Oh,
lived in I lived in. I just wanted to respond to that. I lived in Vegas twice, and in the summertime, going into Vegas is like a religious experience. Um, yeah, it's very
why?
bumpy in the
Very
heat.
bumpy.
Yeah,
Oh,
going into Vegas in the summertime is like it's just yeah, bang bang. It's just like because the thermals on the way down are just nuts.
I always
So
joked around and I told people God is getting you back for all the debauchery you're going to be doing when you're out there. Okay, Sterling Will wanted to know if there's any international flights, not with Virgin America, but I don't know if you do international flights with Alaska right now or no.
I mean, I've done Mexico. The I was thinking, because we bought Hawaiian Airlines and we're starting to like London and
Oh,
Rome, and
Oh,
And I was
sweet.
thinking it's going to be at least 2 more years before we integrate because we both have contracts. They have to come up with a joint contract and negotiate all that stuff. So right now, the Hawaiian Airlines flight attendants will operate those flights. I just don't think I think I'm kind of done. Like, I don't think I want to hang out for another 2 years. Um,
It's a lot of work being a flight attendant. What it does
yeah,
to your
and I mean,
body.
I yeah, and it's like I've kind of done it. I want to, we're in the process. We're looking at to move to Italy this year at some point, and that's a dream of mine. And I like writing, and I'm a cook. I love it cooking, and I'm like maybe wanting to do a food blog on, one of my aunties had a restaurant in Rome that I used to go and visit and spend time with her. And
Yeah.
I always promised her I was going to write a cookbook with her recipes. And she's like, and unfortunately she passed away a few years ago. I mean, she'd be in her late 80s now anyway, but it's sort of a dream I have to kind of honor that.
Okay.
So yeah,
Yeah.
it
Cool.
feels complete. Like I've done it. Like I've done
Yeah.
it, and yeah. So
Yeah. Well, I won't keep you too long. I just wanted to come on here and do, I guess, a practice run for me,
yeah,
technological side, and then
this is fun.
also just kind of, yeah, and we'll figure out like what we want to say for the actual interview, but maybe we could do more lives where you could come on and it could be like our thing, like once a week
Yeah,
or
that's
something.
fine.
I
That's
don't
fine.
know.
Yeah.
You get more people. You have so many stories to tell. Like even if we just did one live, yeah, you have tons of stories to tell.
Well,
Have you ever
and we
practiced down? Go
what?
ahead.
No,
This
I
is
mean,
something
go ahead.
you were talking about this. We're gonna talk about this in the interview, but look at that. Have you ever practiced going down the emergency slide?
Yes, it
Yeah.
was. So, should I save it or should we?
Yeah, say it.
We have to do that in training, and initially, um, the we didn't have to do it when we cross trained on the Boeing plane because I don't know why they figured we knew how to do it, but we had the Airbus 320, 221s, the 19. They're all the same, but they're high off the ground, and and that slide you have to stand at the top and you have to kick one foot out and just bounce on it. And I was 49 years old when I started doing train. Was I? Yeah, maybe a little earlier than that. I don't know. I mean, it was straight down, and
Mm.
you have to like tuck because and they warned us to wear long sleeves because if you're wearing short sleeves, your skin comes in contact with that nylon.
Jesus.
It'll pull the
Could
skin
you
right off.
imagine? Oh God.
That's why
That's
I'm against. I hate flip flops on airplanes. If I were king for a day, they would be outlawed.
is it because people's feet are gross? It just
Yeah, it's not the
tacky?
beach. I mean, I'm a little bit of a
Yeah.
snob when it's not the beach. And second of all, if we have to evacuate that airplane, you will be really, really, really sorry.
Yeah. God. Oh, I pray to God that never happens, but going down the
Thank you.
slide, peeling your
Thank you.
skin off.
Yeah.
You guys did great tonight. Thank you,
Thank
Sterling Will. Thank you. Thanks for being here,
yeah.
Nicholas, and
You're
chatting
welcome.
with me and figuring this out.
Yeah. Right.
And yeah, yeah, we'll keep in touch. I'll text you after this.
All right.
But okay. Bye. Oh, wait,
And,
Nicholas.
oh, wait,
Do you
okay.
do you have any are you like starting your Instagram page like that revolves
I'm
around your stories or
okay.
what?
I'll just show you. I don't know if I'm going to keep the cup. Can I show this?
Oh,
It's
show
not
your
for
book. Yes.
it's not for sale right now. So let me tell you a little bit what happened with this. So when I met Ron, he trained Marines at the Marine base in San Diego, and he was a fitness instructor there, and he ran the so he was very organized in his thing, and I said to him, look, I've got all these notes and these stories, but I have no format for this. So we sat down one day and he said, okay, so you were in a hospital for a month and you had this near death experience and it was an awakening. So he said, in military slang, a wake up is when you're released from your deployment. So
Mm.
29 days in a wake up is sort of this processing time. So it's a lot of like when I went in and sort of coming to terms with my life, coming to terms with dying first, and then this having this near death experience, which was like ecstasy on steroids. But I digress. And then literally within 24 hours, all my numbers just flipped the other way. Like the doctors came in and go, "We don't know what just happened, but we're happy."
Oh,
Like we did not expect this.
wow.
I had told them I wanted to stop the treatment because it was so awful, making me sick.
Yeah.
And um, and then so anyway,
Wow.
so so this book, so the book came about as sort of encapsulating this story, and so then I felt like, well, I have to give Ron credit for the book. So then I just kind of went on in our story. In our story, we had to end the book somewhere, and it ends in 2017. But our relationship hadn't come to fruition, and it was kind of anticlimactic. So I've decided, much to the chagrin of my writing coach, Stacy, that this is my history, and it's a lot of my family stuff. It's a lot of what maybe, and it's heavy, but I'm trying to lighten it up. So I'm going to split the book, and the first 29 days of wake up will be strictly about my near-death experience, and then my quote unquote miraculous recovery. Because what I realize is that there really aren't miracles. When you get into the natural state of living, then everything's a miracle. It's when you fight the forces of life that things get really effed up.
Wow, that's
So, yeah,
deep.
yeah,
It's really good.
and I think there's applicable stories and applicable lessons to what's going on right now, because our reaction to what's going on in the world is like what we have the choice of how we react to all this. It doesn't mean that we're numb, but I am impressed by a lot of the responses I see with people that are responding in love and not hatred. Hatred's anger is understandable, justifiable, but it will never get us to where we think we want to be. So anyway,
That's a
yeah,
lot to.
the day that I surrendered, not gave up, but just stopped trying to fight my illness and fix it, was I just like, okay, I'm cool. If I stay, I stay, and if I go, I go. Then it was like all
Isn't that
the
crazy?
and one teacher said it's like the rubber band theory. Like you pull back, you pull back, you pull back, and all this tension, and then you let it go, and it's literally it was like a slingshot,
It's
and
amazing.
it catapulted me, and it
Yeah.
was easy. Yeah, it was like as long as I didn't look down, flying was fun.
Right. It's like amazing how much letting go just frees your mind, your spirit, your soul, everything. And it always works. It
It
always works
does.
to
It's
let go.
repeatable. It's repeatable. Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
So, anyways, all right, Nicholas, I am going to keep in touch
Thank
with
you.
you. Love you.
Absolutely. Love you
And
too.
yeah, we'll reconvene soon and maybe we'll keep this going. But yeah, for
Sounds
sure
like
we'll do
fun.
our show. It was super
Okay.
fun. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
it was fun. It was easy. All right.
Okay.
Love you.
Bye. Love you. Bye.